What's up, Bird Nation? What's Gucci? What's Gucci? What's Gucci? What's crackin'-lackin', man? What's crackin'-lackin'? Damn. That's fucked up. Fastest woman on four wheels in Mythbusters. Host Jesse Combs, 39, is killed in a high-speed jet car crash while trying to beat her own women's land speed record of 398 miles per hour on a dry lake bed in Oregon. 300, not this bitch is willing to go 400 miles an hour? Shit. Damn. God damn. Wow. What's up, bro? What's up, double? California's homeless crisis engulfs its capital as Sacramento's business owners tell how they confront naked junkies, and streets covered in feces, urine, and syringes. There's no solution in sight. California's, I don't know, man. California sounds like a terrible place, man. California sounds like a terrible place. Oh, I saw this. This happened in D.C. today. What's up, Calix? Yeah, they destroyed California. God. Feces, naked junkies, feces, syringes on the ground. Oh my God. Ground covered with feces and syringes. God. Just think about you walking through that shit and then you tracking that shit through your house. So you walk down the street in California and then you go in your house. And you track that shit all through your house. Fucking syringe blood and feces. Syringe blood and feces all through your fucking house and shit. That's some... Right, don't trip and fall. But that shit is still on the bottom of your shoes. And then you go in your house and you walking around. Ugh, that shit is fucking disgusting. I saw this, though. This intern, 27. Look at this pretty little white girl. She came to D.C. full of hopes. What's up, Black American? This white girl came to D.C. full of hopes and dreams. Full of hopes and dreams. And I know where she was when she was walking her dog. She was in a, she was in a hood, but it's gentrified. She wasn't like, she worked for a dog walking company, so she wasn't like, in no place really out of the norm. She was just, she had a dog walking company, and she was walking the dog, and a dude just came up and stabbed her to death. The dude who killed her named Elias Argahingi. Who knows what the fuck that dude, what nationality this guy is. Elias Argahingi. Some kind of foreigner. White girl came up to D.C. with her whole life ahead of her. Just walking dogs. She was an intern. She's from California and was interning in D.C. for the summer. She only came to D.C. for the summer. She came to D.C. for the summer. She only came. What's up, Blue? This white girl came to D.C. for the summer, and now she's no more. Somebody just stabbed her for no reason at random while she was walking down the street. How many of y'all remember the story I did last year? Of the white girl that got stabbed at random while she was walking down the street. Her name was Wendy Martinez. So right now, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to the Wild Wild East. White girls getting stabbed for no reason in D.C. This girl's just walking down the street. She's from California, here in D.C. as an intern. And some dude just came up and stabbed her Let's read the gory detail. Let me see if I can find this on the DC news. I'm going to see if I can find this on the DC news. Oh, yeah, DC has gotten... It's gentrified, but for some reason it's gentrified, but it feels worse. I don't know why that is. The gentrification, it feels worse. It feels worse, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Oh, man. Look at this guy. This guy killed 2 people in a fucking Uber. I'm trying to find that story about that girl. This white girl, man. Trying to find a story about this white girl, man. You talking about, yeah, Wendy Martinez, that was her name. This white girl was walking down the street and the brother just stabbed her for no reason. Here she goes, right here. This is the new one, but the last one was just so sad, man. That girl was just about to get married. Her wedding was like in a couple of days or some shit, and the motherfucker just.
My son texted me back. Said, "Dad, I'm coming home on Wednesday." Can't find my son. They said that they watched my son run off the cliff. What do you mean you all watched him?
Fox 5 presents Into the Woods, an all-new true crime podcast.
She was a fun-loving, exciting,
What's up, TJ?
love life, traveler. She'd been all over the world. And she didn't have a bad bone in her body.
First on Fox 5, a father mourning the loss of his 27-year-old daughter after she was fatally stabbed while walking her dogs in Northwest. Today, police announced an arrest, but it's at least the 3rd seemingly random stabbing in D.C. in less than a year.
Okay.
Josh Rosenthal live in Northwest tonight. Josh, it's all about safety. Some people are concerned tonight.
It is, and you know, Jim, you talk to neighbors out here, they are shocked and they're also fearful. And it's not just because of what happened last night.
We heard a scream and a "oh no," and then another scream.
So Christopher Chambers rushed out of his home and found 27-year-old Marjorie McGill in a fight for her life. According to D.C. police, McGill was out walking a dog when she was fatally stabbed by 24-year-old Elias Arigani, who was arrested Wednesday.
Okay. Elias Arigani. I think that's an Ethiopian, man. Well, who is this guy? Is this Ethiopian? Or y'all going to, or brothers, we gonna take this one. African Americans, black people. Is this a brother or is this a black person? Who is this a Ethiopian? It been a lot of Ethiopians doing a lot of shit lately. This is Ethiopia to me.
Investigators don't think McGill knew her attacker, and they're still unsure of a motive.
It's scary to us, and we're just not. Nobody wants to go out and do anything now. I mean, this was a quiet block where people said hello to one another, and now everybody's inside.
It's at least the 3rd seemingly random stabbing in the district in less than a year. Last September, 35-year-old jogger Wendy Martinez was killed near Logan Circle. Just last week, 62-year-old contractor Robert Bolich was stabbed to death in Southeast. And then there was McGill's death Tuesday night.
This is a very, very safe city. This type.
That's a fucking lie. I don't know how these police chiefs can sleep at night telling these people this shit. This is a very, very safe city. This ain't no very safe city, man. That's a fucking lie, man. And these white people not even the ones getting killed. The majority of now all 3 of these white people were killed by black people or people of color. But black dudes be getting killed all the time in D.C. How can he sit up there and say this is a fucking safe city?
Type of incidents is very.
Martinez was killed near Logan Circle. Just last week,
Salute,
62-year-old
TJ.
contractor Robert Bullich was stabbed to death in
What's up,
Southeast.
Deshaun?
And then there was McGill's death Tuesday night.
This is a very, very safe city. This type of incidents is very rare.
At a press
He said this type of incident is very rare. He just showed you 3 fucking white people got stabbed. How many remember the story I did a couple of weeks ago about the white guy said he'd been attacked 3 times in public? He been attacked 3 times. I did a story maybe a week and a half ago. White guy said he'd been attacked 3 times.
conference Wednesday, we asked D.C. Police Chief Peter Newsham whether people should still feel safe in the nation's capital. He said yes, but added this.
I would say to folks who are concerned that you know, whenever you live in a major metropolitan area, you have to be concerned about your personal safety. That's unfortunately the state of affairs in America today.
We also heard from McGill's dad, who Skyped with us from California and told us what he wishes he could tell his daughter now.
Oh my God, she already knows it. That, you know, we love her dearly and we're gonna miss her.
And McGill absolutely had a bright future ahead of her, having just gotten her master's in international relations. Guys.
The white girl just got her fucking master's, and some nigga walked up on her and killed her for no reason. And got caught immediately. Do you see the senselessness in this? A nigga walked up on her, stabbed her for no reason. Somebody who didn't know her just walked up on her, stabbed her for no reason, and got caught immediately. You see the senselessness in this shit? This shit is senseless, man. Look at this nigga. Look at this nigga now. Look at this nigga. You want to see what this nigga did? Since DC's so safe, even though this the suburbs, this is like a suburb of DC. This is like right across the DC line. But it's still, look at this shit. Look at this shit. Check out this story. Put this story in your pipe and smoke it. And tell me DC's a safe city. The nightly news.
Watch all your favorite Fox shows anytime you want.
Nightly news with Octavia News you can choose. You can support the channel via PayPal or Super Chat. Invest in the channel. Help the channel grow. Help the channel. Help me do this more often. It's easier for me to do this more often when...
On Fox Now. Oh yes. Can't hurt you from up there.
To a story you will only see on Fox 5 following a stunning crime in Maryland. Police say a man high on PCP called an Uber, then minutes after being picked up, murdered both
the fuck is going on?
The driver and a...
Oh, God. What the fuck is going on?
To a story you will only see on Fox 5 following a stunning crime in Maryland. Police say a man high on PCP called an Uber, then minutes after being picked up, murdered both the driver and a passenger in that car. It happened last night in Prince George's County. The driver...
Nigga called an Uber, minutes after being picked up, killed the driver and the passenger. Because, you know, here they do Ubers where you can catch an Uber with somebody else. Like, if y'all both going the same way, I forgot what they call that shit. But it's like a buddy ride system and shit with Ubers. This motherfucker called an Uber, killed the passenger and the driver. 2 people he did not know. This is the second story in a row today, just today, with somebody in D.C. killed people they did not know. Just randomly killed somebody they did not know. Nah, they were black people.
The driver killed was a father of 4.
Look at this shit.
Maryland, police say a man high on PCP called an Uber, then minutes after being picked up, murdered both the driver and a passenger in that car. It happened last night in Prince George's County. The driver killed was a father of 4. His wife told us she still can't believe her husband is not coming home. Fox 5's Lindsay Watts has an interview you will only see here on Fox 5. Lindsay?
Sean, that Uber driver, Budwin Chikanti, lives here in Frederick. I was just at his home, and it's clear that a family has been shattered by a completely senseless crime.
Since I know him, I've been driving, so he loves driving.
Budwin Chikanti and his wife Carol came to the U.S. from Cameroon. He had been driving for Uber for several years to help support his 4 children. It was his older son, who's 7, who knew right away something was wrong.
He went at the window and he was like, my dad is supposed to be here at this time. This car is not outside. What's going on?
Carol had to tell her kids why their dad never came home from work.
So we pray, and I told them that I have something I have to tell them. I told them that that God has called their father, that he's an angel now.
It was around 9:45 Tuesday night. Police say Aaron Lanier Wilson Jr. was armed with a gun and high on PCP. He called an Uber on Indian Head Highway in Oxon Hill, an Uber pool. So there was already a passenger there when he got into Chikanti's car.
And within moments of being picked up, I understand just minutes of being picked up, Wilson opens fire and kills both of them.
Police arrested Wilson at his home Wednesday morning. It was around the same time Chikanti's little boy started asking for his dad.
And then I started crying. Like, we were actually crying. And I told him that, well, your daddy don't want you to cry. He's in heaven now enjoying. And you have an angel looking after you. And you can, anytime that you want to talk to him, even now he's right here, but you cannot see him, but he's seeing you.
She says her son asked her if he could see his father just one more time.
But I told him that when they go to heaven, they don't come back.
Oh shit, a tear. Them African women different than you ADOS women. She actually produced a tear. We never see that out of you African American women. We just see the squinty face. The squinty face. We never see tears out of sisters, but this woman produced a tear. Salute to her.
She says her son asked her if he could see his father just one more time.
But I told him that when they go to heaven, they don't come back.
And there is another family hurting tonight as well. The passenger who was killed is Casey Robinson of Accokeek. He was 32 years old, and his sister tells me she believes her brother was just coming home from work last night. The suspect in this case is now facing first-degree murder.
Somebody just coming home from work in an Uber. This nigga gets in the Uber and just shoots him dead and shoots the driver dead for no fucking reason at all. And they say this is a safe city. They say this is a safe city. 3 people were killed today that did not know the person who killed them. Not like on a stray bullet shit. I'm talking about 3 people were targeted and killed who did not know the person and the person did not know them. And it was just, they happened to just cross paths and the person just killed them and got caught immediately. This ain't like a serial killer killed somebody and then tried to get away. The motherfucker just killed the people and immediately got caught. What is the point in this shit? What's the point? I just don't get the point. You killed somebody and immediately got caught. You called an Uber, shot the driver and shot the other passenger. All they did was fucking look who called the Uber, went to your house and locked you up. The other guy who stabbed the white lady walking the dogs, he stabbed her and got caught like around the corner with the fucking knife in his hand. Yeah, this is a safe city. They say this is a safe city. I just don't understand. Listen, don't get me wrong. I know what's going on out here, as y'all know. Look, look, dead kids. Just like St. Louis. Just like St. Louis. The black community. Dead children. Children just getting killed every left and right. The DMV, it's the district, Maryland and Virginia, Northern Virginia. It's basically D.C. and the surrounding counties. It's not really like all of Maryland. It's like just the surrounding counties. The counties in Maryland and Virginia that surround D.C. They call that the DMV. But D.C. is alone. The city is not safe. Salute, man. If the hair ain't straight, supervisor. And they call this a safe city. This is a safe city. That's just like, I mean, the fucking police chief just said this was a safe city. What city do you want me to go to next? Give me another city, man. Give me another city. Let's visit another city. Let's see if we can find a safe city, y'all. He said genetically dangerous. Niggas out here just walking up on people and whacking them. Atlanta. All right, Atlanta, man. Atlanta then. Atlanta it is. Triple shooting in Roswell leaves 2 dead. It's like every night, dude. We do this every night. The nightly news with Ock Nation News you can choose. If you're new here, hit the like button. You can subscribe to the channel also. Also, if you want to fund and help fund real news, because we're not going to get, the algorithm is not going to let us get to 1,000 people or 2,000 people like other channels. So, and salute to them other channels to keep getting the word out there. But we just trying to get this word out. No conspiracies. This is niggas doing this shit. We don't do conspiracies here. We don't do governments, psyops, rogue cops running around shooting niggas, people with black masks on. None of that shit. This is niggas doing this shit. Triple shooting in Roswell condo leaves 2 dead. I'll check your email next. After we leave Atlanta, I'll look at your email, Blue.
A news alert in Roswell this morning. Police are searching for the gunman in a triple shooting.
Now, one victim has died. Good Day's Mark Teichner joins us live with the details. Mark, good morning.
Hey guys, got some new information told by police that this appears to be a drug-related shooting and that the 2 survivors, one of them at last check in critical, the other one in serious at a local hospital.
One of the victims called 911 indicating that he and 2 other individuals had been shot.
The shots rang out around 1:30 Wednesday morning inside a condo here at the Roswell Point complex. Roswell police rushed to the unit, but it was already too late to save one of the 3 men inside.
One of the 3 is deceased. 2 others are being treated for their injuries.
Detectives hope the victims will be able to help them piece together what led up to the gunfire.
Right now we're still in the very early stages of the investigation, so our investigators are following up with the victims to determine what exactly occurred.
Although the killer's still on the loose, police don't...
The killer's still on the loose. They haven't identified the race of the killer. If it was a white guy, they would have told you that. We do hundreds of these news stories every day. What we've learned is that if it's a white guy, they will tell you it's a white guy. If it's a black guy, they won't tell you anything. They won't give you any description. They'll rarely give you a description if it's a black guy. If it's a black guy, they'll usually will not be arrested. 9 out of 10 times, if they're a black guy, they will not be arrested. They'll have no, or they will have nobody in custody, or they'll have no suspects. Black women usually get caught. White men usually get caught. Black men rarely get caught for these crimes. You'll see that as the night progresses, as we go through these stories. A common theme you'll see when it's black murders: no suspects in custody, no arrests made.
I think people living in the
Two others are being treated for their injuries.
Detectives hope the victims will be able to help them piece together what led up to the gunfire.
Right now we're still in the very early stages of the investigation, so our investigators are following up with the victims to determine
All right,
what
check
exactly
you later,
occurred.
Although the killer's still on the loose, police don't think people living in the complex need to fear about becoming the next victim.
Right now there's no reason to believe that this was a random act of violence. It's believed that the perpetrators knew the victims. What the relationship is still under investigation.
As part of that investigation, police went door to door looking for clues to see if any residents could help them identify the shooter. Victims all described as in their 20s, and at least one of them lived in the unit where the shooting took place. Reporting live from Roswell, I'm Mark Teigner for Good Day Atlanta.
Mark, thank you.
The nightly news with Ock Nation News you can choose. All right, I'm gonna get to that next.
Watch all your favorite Fox shows anytime you want on Fox Now. Oh yes.
Can't hurt you from up there.
In a Fox 5 exclusive, this mother has to use a wheelchair after taking a bullet that nearly hit her newborn daughter. And Atlanta police tell me her roommate pulled the trigger during an argument over using a washer and dryer.
There are still some tiny bullet pieces in there.
The next 6 months, tough for Brianna Hurd. That's how long doctors say she'll have to use this wheelchair after a gunshot wound to the leg.
This is very overwhelming.
Atlanta police say this man, Jaquan Dumas, shot her during a spat with her boyfriend over the use of a washer and dryer. The group lived together at the Cascade Glen Apartments on Campbellton Road. Hurd's boyfriend, Lamar Haywood, says tension was building for weeks over use of appliances.
I told him, hey man, I bought my own pieces, you can use yours. And he commenced to start yelling with me.
And that's when the couple told officers Dumas pulled out a gun.
He shot through the door.
The bullet somehow missed me and hit her.
And nearly hit the pair's newborn, Trinity, who was asleep in her crib.
I couldn't get to her because the pain was just so much, and then the blood just went everywhere.
Atlanta police tell Fox 5 officers arrested Dumas Tuesday afternoon. He's been on the run for nearly 2 weeks. And as his family supports this new mom in her road to recovery, relatives admit they're having a hard time coping with the senseless violence.
If they catch you, they're going to charge you. and they're going to charge you to the fullest extent of the law.
You wouldn't want this same thing to go with your mom, your sister, your cousins, or aunts herself. So just man up.
Hurd says because of her injury, she's now out of work. As for Dumas, he's in jail facing aggravated assault, among other charges. And I've learned his first court appearance is tomorrow morning.
All right, so this black dude shot through a door. He shot a black mom in the leg. Over the use of a dryer. Some of this shit just be ridiculous. Some of this shit is literally ridiculous.
Watch all your favorite Fox shows anytime you want on Fox Now.
Yeah, that chicken ain't no joke, man.
Breaking news right now in northwest Georgia near the Georgia-Alabama line.
A full-scale manhunt underway right now for a man who investigators say is behind a triple shooting that left 2 people dead.
The search is taking place in Chattooga County, specifically in the area of Somerville, along State Highway 100.
And that's where we find Fox 5's Elizabeth Rollins. Elizabeth, the search includes officers now from Georgia and Alabama, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Agencies from neighboring counties include Floyd County as well as Cherokee County over in Alabama, along with the GBI, Georgia State Patrol. They've all been conducting searches all day, chasing after multiple leads. Tonight, investigators in Georgia and Alabama are actively looking for this man, 38-year-old Stephen James Malden. The Chattooga County Sheriff says he's wanted on murder charges after 2 people were shot and killed at this Somerville home. A 3rd person was injured and taken to the hospital. Investigators believe Malden fled the scene after stealing a 2003 silver Honda Civic with a Georgia license plate that reads RMR 8244. We could only speak to the sheriff over the phone this evening because he was out actively pursuing a possible lead.
That's what's led us to obviously not being there to meet with you guys in person, but we're following up on the lead at this point.
The sheriff says all 3 people who were shot lived at this home. Investigators say Malden no longer lives in the county, but was an acquaintance of the 3 victims.
We are still working to develop the motive. We do have some indication, just not to the point we're ready to release at this point.
This community has been on high alert all day, including the local school district who warned parents and students who live in the area. The sheriff does not believe Malden is still in the area, but he continues to ask residents to take extra precaution.
We do still consider Stephen armed. We would encourage anyone who has information on his whereabouts or may see the vehicle not to approach the vehicle, but to call 911.
And I bet you the fucking Atlanta the person in Atlanta will tell you this. The police chief in Atlanta will tell you that the city's safe. He would tell you that they would tell you the city's safe. How many of y'all know that? They would tell y'all that the city's safe. City ain't safe for women with this Negro running around. Thank God they caught this Negro. You ladies down in Atlanta should be happy. You ladies in Atlanta should be jumping for joy that they caught this nigga.
County police believe they've tracked down a serial rapist who's been terrorizing women for years. U.S. Marshals arrested Kenneth Bowen yesterday, and he made his first court appearance just moments ago. Detectives say DNA has linked him to at least 8 attacks. Good day's Caitlin Pratt joins us from the Clayton County Courthouse with an update from police. Caitlin, good morning.
Hey, Buck, good morning to you. The last time I saw you, a lot has happened since then. We heard from police about Kenneth Bowen's past, how he was dismissed from the academy, and how they say they managed to track him and pinpoint him as a serial rapist behind at least 8 crimes, 8 attacks here in Clayton County. They're still looking at...
No, I haven't seen the new Dave Chappelle thing, but look, this dude is DNA linked to 8. So imagine when the smoke clear and they get all the fucking cases and shit and look at him. This dude is already DNA linked to 8 rapes in Atlanta over the last couple of years. A black dude just running around raping women. But what do we see on the news? The Brian Banks story and the Central Park 5. They got 2 movies out right now. About black men being falsely accused of rape. They got 2 movies out right now. When They See Us, which is full of shit, but the Brian Banks story is at least real. 2 movies out right now about fucking black men being falsely accused of rape, allegedly. And the Brian Banks story, I think that's real. I think he really didn't do that. I think he was innocent. I don't know about the Central Park 5. I think we know they did a bunch of other stuff that night, but they got a movie out for this guy. I forgot the name of the movie. Well, yeah, they got a movie out for Brian Banks' story. So they got... Yeah, it's called Brian Banks. Meanwhile, you got a nigga in Atlanta fucking raped 8 women in the last 2 years, at least. What's up, Jay Calif? Make sure you subscribe and hit the like button, man.
Watch all your favorite Fox shows anytime you want on Fox Now. Oh yes.
Can't hurt you from up there.
County police believe they've tracked down a serial rapist who's been terrorizing women for years. U.S. Marshals arrested Kenneth Bowen yesterday, and he made his first court appearance just moments ago. Detectives say DNA has linked him to at least 8 attacks. Good day's Caitlin Pratt joins us from the Clayton County Courthouse with an update from police.
How he was dismissed from the academy, and how they say they managed to track him and pinpoint him as a serial rapist behind at least 8 crimes, 8 attacks here in Clayton County. They're still looking into whether he may be involved in other jurisdictions as well. So here's what we learned this morning. We just exited the courthouse here in Clayton County, where Kenneth Bowen, age 24, heard charges against him for the very first time.
This nigga 24, he should be swimming in pussy. Here, one of you agree with me. At 24, a black dude, a 24-year-old black dude should be swimming in pussy. A 24-year-old black guy should be swimming in pussy. This motherfucker running around raping people.
8 counts of rape read against him for Jane Doe. Counts 1 through Jane Doe 8. 8 different crimes. They named the dates in court. From here, he'll move on to a different court process.
Look at the two brothers beside him. Look at the two brothers beside him.
Get him bond. From here, he'll move on to a different.
Look at the two brothers beside him.
Court.
The two bailiffs beside him. Look at them brothers. Them brothers ain't having no problem getting no coochie.
Against him for Jane Doe. Counts 1 through Jane Doe 8. 8 different crimes. They named the dates in court. From here, he'll move on to a different court process. Nothing this judge can do can get him bonded out, if that makes sense. So he'll move on to a different court from here. So here's what police had to say this morning about their process. They said that Bowen operated within a 1.5 to 2 mile radius from where he lived in Jonesboro. All of these crimes dating back 4 years to 2015. Now, 8 victims in all, 7 rapes according to police, 1 sexual battery. They say they were able to pinpoint him as the suspect in all of this because of some good detective work. They started calling when there were any leads. They started calling and checking for the suspicious persons calls into 911. He targeted apartment complexes and townhomes, things like that.
This woman is a horrible reporter. God, she's bad.
So a lot of people there. There were a lot of suspicious people calls. His name kept coming up, according to investigators. Then they started doing some social media research. Noticed his picture matched up with that of the sketches, those really detailed sketches that GBI agents put together. Then from there, they got enough evidence to go ahead and get a warrant for DNA. And of course, according to investigators, that DNA matched those 8 separate crime scenes. So that's the update here. We're going to have much more on Fox 5.
This nigga running around Atlanta, raping women. Atlanta. That's the last place you need to rape some. He must have liked white women. What do y'all think the majority of his victims were? I know it was some sisters, but what do you think the majority of his victims were? What do you think the race of the majority of his victims were?
Watch all your Fox shows. Fox Now. Oh yes. Can't hurt you from up there.
He said she using a vibrator. Right, she using a vibrator.
Police believe they've tracked down a serial rapist who's been terrorizing women for years. U.S. Marshals arrested Kenneth Bowen yesterday, and he made his first court appearance just moments ago. Detectives say DNA has linked him to at least 8 attacks. Good day's Caitlin Pratt joins us from the Clayton County Courthouse with an update from police. Caitlin, good morning.
Hey, Buck, good morning to you. The last time I saw you, a lot has happened since then. We heard from police about Kenneth Bowen's past, how he was dismissed from the academy, and how they say they managed to track him and pinpoint him as a serial rapist behind at least 8 crimes, 8 attacks here in Clayton County. They're still looking into whether he may be involved in other jurisdictions as well. So here's what we learned this morning.
I wanted to show you the story of how he attacked these 2 girls. And they fought him off. But I don't think they got that. All right, let me see your. Let me see this thing. And salute to all y'all that contribute to the channel, man. I gotta give a shout out to I don't think she's in this chat right now, but she donated earlier in the day. I don't see her in the chat right now, but to Tamika, aka Sula Divine, she aka Unicorn. I think her name is Unicorn now. She donated $10 via PayPal. Salute to her. Thorough Negro news reporting from Sula. Salute to you, Sula. All right, now let's get... Oh, man. Is this you right here, Blue? This you right here? Oh, shit. I saw this shit. This shit's sad, man. This nigga, his little life, his mother changed all them shitty diapers all them years for him to just go out like this. This nigga going in here trying to rob the place. He don't know he don't know the fucking Arab dude got a gun. Arab dude just pulled out and whacked him instantly. Like, Arab dude he came in there with a gun. Arab dude pulled out and just whacked him. Trying to rob a Metro PCS. Employee had a license to carry. He comes in. He said the robber wearing a hoodie walks into the Metro PCS with a gun in his right hand. The robber throws a bag on the counter and demands phones. And the shopkeeper just pulled out and whacked him. I saw that shit. That shit was crazy. Give me another city. What was the other city? Somebody said another city earlier. I can't remember. Give me another city, y'all. Let's visit another city and see what's going on. Yeah, they ain't gonna show that video. That dude got whacked. He finished that dude. Give me another city, y'all. If you would like to support the channel, you can support the channel via PayPal or Super Chat. You sent me another one? Okay, I'll get to that in a second. I only saw one in there, that's why. Maybe I gotta refresh it. Ain't too much going on in Tallahassee. This dude left behind a shoe at the robbery scene. Dumbass white dude. Low IQ white guy. What's up, lady? Cleveland? Cleveland, yeah. Cleveland is the city that we come from a ride. East 99 is where we find me singing the G thing, baby. Cleveland is the city where I come from, so ride. God damn. You go to a fucking real chocolate city, and that's where you yeah, now we this real chocolate city. 30-year-old man dies after shooting on busy commercial street. Busy street. That motherfucker died on a busy street. Let's see what they talking about on Fox. let's see what they talking about on Fox. Come on now. Cleveland is the city that you come from, so ride.
Fox 8's New Day Cleveland, and if you're a professional chef, a home chef,
All right.
you're just throwing a party or a backyard picnic, Dean Supply.
All right, I got you, lady. We're going to head to Baltimore
great
next.
prices. I shop there. From food
The cop got shot yesterday, lady. Are you sure it's not the story from yesterday? Because the cop got shot in Baltimore yesterday.
We begin tonight with breaking news. A murder on Cleveland's west side leads homicide detectives to the home of Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson.
Cleveland police are confirming that a juvenile at the home was indeed taken into custody. Kevin Freeman on the story for us tonight, live at the Justice Center.
What
Kevin,
the
you
fuck?
have breaking details.
Yes, we're still trying to unravel all of this. We're still trying to confirm exactly who that was taken into custody and why. But multiple law enforcement tell the Fox 8i team that this all follows a deadly shooting that happened earlier today on the city's west side. Now, this afternoon, Cleveland police responded to a shooting near West 50th Street and Clark Avenue. A 30-year-old male was shot, and the police say he died at the scene. Homicide detectives arrived there to investigate. Well, the Fox 8i team then confirms that a few hours later, homicide detectives arrived at the home of Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson to question a juvenile that was at that home. Our camera on scene captured video of investigators talking to a juvenile who police confirmed they took into custody for questioning, and we were also there when a Ford pickup truck was towed away from the mayor's driveway. Mayor Jackson was outside talking to investigators when we arrived. The mayor's home, as you may know, has around-the-clock police protection, but tonight there were multiple patrol cars and homicide detectives on scene. We have reached out to the Cleveland police. We have reached out to Mayor Jackson's office. We have gotten no information, no details exactly about what indeed has happened. So again, what we do know is that a murder on the west side of Cleveland today that led homicide detectives. So a guy gets murdered in Cleveland, and they come to the mayor's house and arrest a juvenile? What the fuck? So I'm assuming that's one of the mayor's relatives or something. Maybe this juvenile was related to the mayor, and after he killed the guy on the west side, he ran to his relative's house, the mayor's house, as he knew he was in trouble. And then the mayor probably convinced him to turn himself in and called the police, and the police came and arrested him. Does that sound about right to y'all? To the home of Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson, and a juvenile from that home was taken into custody for questioning.
Much more still to learn about that. Meantime, Kevin Freeman, thanks for that from the...
Wow. That's a lot, Jack. I ain't even gonna lie to you. That's a lot, Jack. These sisters, boy. These damn sisters, man. Hey, sister, soul sister. Hey, sister, soul sister. Hey, sister, soul sister. Hey, sister, soul sister. Yeah, that little one got a nice hat on. She got a hell of a hat on. She got on a troubadour.
28-year-old Stephen Thomas and 36-year-old Marvella Sullivan are accused of delivering fentanyl, heroin, marijuana, and other contraband to inmates while working as corrections officers inside the Cuyahoga County Jail. According to a 30-count indictment, they teamed up with the accused ringleader, 32-year-old Lamar Spates, a member of the Heartless Felon Street Gang. Spates was an inmate at the time, and in February was sentenced to up to 17 years in prison for a series of ATM smash and grabs across Northeast Ohio. According to the indictment, corrections officer Thomas would bring drugs and contraband into the jail to give to Spates and other inmates. It states, on January 18th of this year, an inmate overdosed and had to be taken to Metro Health Medical Center on heroin that Thomas had smuggled in. Investigators say he received payments of up to $3,000 to bring in drugs, cell phones, and batteries. On May 8th, Thomas was arrested after a detective saw him deliver a package of 10 fentanyl pills to an inmate. When detectives questioned him, one said, "I know $500 isn't what you risked over." Thomas responded, "It's $1,500. The detective asks, "How many occasions have you brought stuff into the jail?" Thomas says, "It was just the 2 times." Corrections Officer Sullivan is accused of delivering marijuana to the jail in exchange for $60 in cash, a $100 money transfer, and a purse. Sullivan resigned her position in March. Thomas resigned in May.
These motherfuckers. Hey, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Don't give me, I don't want to say anything because I don't know, man. People might be going through something, man. You got a bill. Like a fucking tree just fell on my car, so I know shit happens, man. Cleveland is a chocolatey city, ain't it? What's up, Vlad? Cleveland is a chocolatey city. They captured Tyrone Crawford, 27, wanted for aggravated murder. Police say 4 people were inside the Quality Car Care drinking and playing music. An argument broke out and the individual went into the parking lot. An additional group of men came to the scene and shots were fired. When officers arrived at the scene, they found 32-year-old Devin D. Powers down in the lot. He died at the hospital. Crawford is believed to be the shooter. Arguing with niggas, boy, you might as well just let a nigga have it. Oh, you right, nigga. I don't care what a nigga say, you right. How many of y'all know that? You just gotta let a nigga be right. Nigga be like, yeah, motherfucker, the Sacramento Kings got more championships than the Lakers. You like, no, you know, you right, nigga. You right, nigga. You right. You right. RG3 better than Tom Brady. Actually, no, you know what? You right, nigga. You right, nigga. You right. You right, nigga. You already argue with niggas, man. You argue with a nigga, boy, your ass end up in the fucking casket. Black people build the pyramids. Well, actually, no, well, you know what? You right, nigga. You right. You right. You right, nigga. Woman. We've seen a lot of sisters doing fucking armed robberies lately. Very interesting turn of events.
Tracy is a perfect choice. It's affordable, really convenient, and it's accessible. Tracy also offered a great option for me to get all my college credits and then transfer to a 4-year institution. My advice to anybody who's looking to further their education is to start now. I believe that a degree from Tri-C will help me move forward in life because Tri-C is designed to help you succeed. My name is Juan Peña,
You want
and
to
I'm getting my
Baltimore
first
next?
degree at Tri-C.
The details, Aaron. Most importantly, no one hurt in this, correct?
No one got hurt at all, Chris. Thank goodness for that. But people were, of course, pretty scared. The victim's experience, much different than the witnesses. You can see her in the surveillance video and hear her voice on the phone with police. He calmly walks in Romeo Total Beauty Tuesday morning, turns left, and seconds later sprints out the door with a woman's purse.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
Yes, I was at the hair salon, and the guy walked in and pulled a gun out and snatched my purse.
The terrifying part?
I was sitting under the dryer. When I looked up, he had a gun in my face.
The woman didn't even have time to react until after the fact, which still has the owner of this Maple Heights salon stunned.
Of course, the customer lost her.
Niggas just walk in salon. Niggas is snatching purses, man. I thought that was like the 50s and shit when niggas was snatching purses.